Today I want to have a talk about what stops us from succeeding in life, and it's got something to do with the fear of failure. What do I mean by fear of failure that stops us from wanting to succeed in life? Well, to succeed in life is to want things in one's life that you currently haven't got. It is to take risk. It is to acquire. It is to gain. It is to want something better than you have. And what gets in the road of that, and it's an unconscious thing, is the fear of not getting it. It's the fear of living in the moment when you try to attempt to live the life you want or gain things in your life that you desire. It is the fear of living in that moment and that uncertainty of succeeding in that, the not knowing the process when you're in the middle of it. If you are going to succeed in it, are you going to be able to pull it off? Are you going to get the silver lining? Are you going to get the rainbow that you desire? And it's in that uncertainty of before you actually achieve something that is where the uncomfortability lies. It's like going to a theme park and going on a ride where it's scary, like it's uncertain, where you know you're going to feel fear on the ride, but you jump on it anyway. And after you go through the fear within you, when you go in certain parts of the ride on, up and down and freaking, whatever parts where you're scared, and you survive it and you come to the end of it and you feel good, you've made it, you've succeeded. But there's a lot of security in that. Like that ride is legislated in structural processes and the safety situation of it. There's a lot of reassurance for people to feel fear on rides at theme parks where you're going to be safe. But when you try and acquire your dreams or money or relationships or uncertainty, you're not going to feel that. You're going to feel really unsafe. And there's no structure that you have that can help you deal with that. It's the fear of the unknown. It's the fear of the uncertainty. It's the fear of not knowing. Are you going to be able to pull this off? Are you going to be able to succeed? And that's what shies a lot of people away from trying new things. There's no security in it, and it's really, really uncomfortable. But it's in that uncomfortability and the not knowing is where we have to get comfortable with it somehow. We have to allow ourselves to have trust. We have to allow ourselves to have faith. We have to allow ourselves, potentially we're going to fail. We're not going to pull it off. It might go all wrong. And that's a part of success. You can't succeed with having a life that you want to have if you don't get it wrong. If you don't not succeed, you must not succeed. It's a part of life. Nobody knows if you're going to be able to pull something off. Nobody knows if you take a risk and try and either go for something that you love, go to that person that you want to approach. The fear of rejection's there. You don't know if that person isn't going to be attracted to you. You don't know if they're going to reject you. Possibly they are, but the potential of rejection in that context, it's really scary. Or if you want to make money, you've got to invest money, you've got to take risks, you've got to put money on the line to acquire more money. You don't know if that investment is going to bear fruit. You don't know if that investment is going to give you what you want from that transaction initially, of seeing the potential of or what you could make out of that investment. So it's in the in between that we fear, and it's in the in between that we've got to learn to live in that uncertainty of not knowing. So how do you live in that uncertainty of not knowing if you're going to get what you want or not? Well, the way I live in it is that I talk about my feelings when I'm in it, when I'm scared, when I'm unsure, when I have doubts, when I have fear of rejection, when I have fear of not knowing if a business deal is going to pay off. I make the effort to talk about how scared I am. I make the effort to talk about the fear of the unknown. I make the effort to talk about if it goes wrong. I make the effort to talk about as many fears as I can find, because the more fear and the more thoughts that are associated with fears within me, the more I can connect with them, and the more I can verbalise them, the more I get in touch with them, and the more they leave my system. It's like a valve. That's the way I deal with that kind of stuff. And the more I talk about that, the better things are. The more I can live in those moments of uncertainty in life and go, okay, well, if it comes off, it's going to be good. If it doesn't come off, it's still going to be okay. You know, like feeling rejected doesn't kill you. Losing a business deal doesn't kill you. Losing money doesn't kill us. Like, we can survive our feelings, we can survive our fears, but if we don't acknowledge our fears, and if we don't acknowledge that we have these fears that can potentially really cripple our lives and stop us living the way we want to live in our life, if we don't acknowledge that, then we just will not take the risk. We will just live a second-rate existence where we go through the paces, and we're living, but we're not living in a way where we're progressing. We're not achieving things. We're not getting excited when that business deal, you pull off a business deal, or you make money from your investment. We're not getting excited when we're approaching people that we're really attracted to and they're attracted to us. There's no goodness in our life. We're not creating it because we don't see it is us that holds us back from living that happy life. And to live that happy life, you've got to see your fears, you've got to see your worries, you've got to see your uncertainties. And if you don't see them in a way where you can put them somewhere and feel your feelings and cope with your thoughts and keep attempting to succeed and want and take risks, if we don't see that within us, that we are the cause of us not living the life that we want to live, if we don't see that, we'll just blame everybody for it. And, you know, if you look at, you know, social media today, and you look at everybody's just blaming everybody. But everybody doesn't see, most people don't see that their true power is within them to succeed in life. You have the power to succeed. If you look at this stuff, and if you're honest with this stuff, and if you're honest with yourself, you will see it's only your fears or your lack of identification to understand why you don't live the way you live in life is the reason why you are where you are. And you know, that's a hard pill to swallow, but success is hard to acquire. Living the life and living the dream that you want to live is not easy. You got to confront yourself. You got to, you know, you got to man up, or you know, female up, whatever gender you are, and you've got to go, well, wait there, you know, this is within me. So anything you want is going to require you at that junction to feel really uncomfortable about what you're going to do, or what could be the outcome of it. You might, if you look at failure as you failed, then you failed. But you only fail when you don't try. You only fail when you don't go up to that person you're attracted to and put your heart on the line. You only fail when you don't make that decision economically to enhance your life financially by taking risks. You only fail when you don't try. You don't fail after you try and things don't go your way. That's the learning component, hopefully, that you can learn from by what you've done. Maybe evaluate it. Maybe, okay, well, I didn't really know that girl too well. Maybe I was a little bit forthcoming. Maybe I should have held back a bit. Maybe I shouldn't have been so upfront with her at first, or whoever you're attracted to, or with money. Maybe, you know, I was a little bit impatient. Maybe I didn't look at, say, you were going to invest in real estate, the real estate market. Maybe I didn't look at the person that I lent that money to, and that person said they were going to give me X amount of money back. Maybe I should have taken a bit of time to get to know that person, what they're like. You got to learn. You know, like, failure is not what happens to us. Failure is what we don't learn from a situation. Number one, that is absolute failure, not learning from a situation and not trying to live the life that you want to live. Anyway, that's just a little bit of what I've learned about success and getting things in life. You got to feel uncomfortable. You got to feel uncertain. You got to feel that you don't know what's going to happen, but you can learn from those situations. And true failure is not trying to enhance your life. True failure is not taking risks. And another thing with true failure is blaming everybody for your situation. That's the worst failure. Do not blame people. Make calculated risks. Have a go. Don't give up. And always want a better life. And remember, your courage is within you, and it's at that point to take risks and learn from the situation if it doesn't go your way. You take care now, look after yourself.